all our technical things in the way, as we usually do. It's what we do.
That's what we
Yes.
do.
All right.
Okay.
Hey,
Hey guys, happy Saturday,
Saturday,
May the 25th.
so May 25th. This year is flying by. This is flying by.
Yes. Today is part 2 of what we were talking about last week.
Mhm.
Last week, I gave you my top 4 tips to build a strong marriage. And this week, you're going to hear from Coach Chris. Hey, I'm Tenisha Collins, the founder of Strong Marriage. Maybe you're joining us from Facebook, maybe you're joining us from YouTube or on a different social platform. But this is Strong Marriage Live with Coaches
Coach Chris
and Coach Tenisha, and we're here to help you build a strong marriage.
Yes.
Hence today's topic.
Today's topic:
top 4 tips
to build a strong marriage.
Yes, your top 4 tips.
I talked about my 4 tips last week, but I will review those 4 tips that we talked about. Well, you did do your 4 tips, but then I came in and I talked about my 4 tips too.
Okay.
But we'll go ahead and talk about it, and we'll go through the 4 tips.
4 tips?
Yeah.
Here we go. Number 1.
Oh, we're going to start already.
What you want to say?
I don't know. I don't know what I was going to say. Okay. I didn't know we were going to jump right up in there.
I mean, we diving in.
We are diving in. Okay. As we said, we have more than one device going on here, but we'll start with the first one. And with this, talking about the 4 tips, we'll also give you a toolkit that you can use with that in order to be able to work on those 4 tips to make sure that they're better. They strengthen your marriage, your relationship throughout the entirety.
Ooh, before you give the number 1.
Before I do number 1, yes.
We want to say if you're watching us live from YouTube, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe.
Yes.
And follow us because we're going to have videos coming every Saturday. 1 p.m. Pacific.
Yes.
4 p.m. Eastern.
And there will always be a giveaway, a free giveaway, or a gift or a book that we'll do with each one of the what are you gonna call it? Podcast? We'll call it a podcast.
Broadcast,
Popisode. Whichever any one of the popisodes, we'll have a giveaway. Just make sure you put your name in there or some
your
way.
Email address.
Well, don't put your email address in the in
DM us.
DM us, and then we'll be able to send it to you as a digital download. All right. So first, number one, open communication. And that is the number 1 thing of all relationships is open communication, because it's something that you have to be able to do, to be able to talk.
What kind of communication?
Open.
Effective
communication. Yes. You have to have effective communication. You also have to have active listening with the communication.
Yes.
That means body language, leaning forward, all those type of things. Make time to talk with your partner regularly.
Yes.
Because that's very important to talk. Discuss your feelings, discuss your concerns, your dreams, your hopes, your ambitions. Try to be open enough with your partner in order to be able to talk and have open communication. But like I always say, there is no safe space until there is a safe space.
Okay.
So
clean that up.
Let me clean it up. Let me explain to you what safe space is. When you first get married, you don't have as much of a safe space. You can't be open with everything because the person doesn't know you. You don't know that person. So it's gradually, gradually you have to grow in your space. So I can't tell you everything that's going on with me. I can't express everything when we first get married or when you're in a relationship until you know everything about me. And still we have to grow. So I understand what you can handle with what I tell you, and then I can handle what you tell me.
The capacity to handle.
Yes, you have to be at the same level. I can't be here and you be here, or vice versa. And we talk about stuff because then it's just going to cause conflict.
Well, that's where discernment comes in, because you have to know whether or not
the big ACT word, discernment.
To know whether or not your partner is at the point where they can handle a particular thing.
Yes. That's very important.
Ooh, that's heated. That's hot. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to build trust, understanding in order to have that bedrock, that foundation for a strong marriage. So the first part is going to be a heart-to-heart toolkit.
Okay.
All right. So what is a heart-to-heart toolkit? The components of that is the daily check-in, journal. So, I know as men, we don't generally keep journals like that. Women are more journaling, but between you two, figure out something y'all can work on together and just have a daily journal to encourage daily communication and reflection about what's going on. All
That's
right?
good to be able to, especially if you're building, and you will always be building the safe space, but especially in the younger years of marriage where you are not sure if your spouse can handle, or has the capacity to handle something that you want to share, definitely journaling
Yes.
it
Makes
is
a huge
going to
difference.
help you, and then could also be a segue into sharing that with your spouse.
Right. So how do you do it? Each partner spends about 5 to 10 minutes writing about their day, their feelings, and any concerns. At the end of the day, you share those entries with your partner.
Okay.
And this is something like we had done originally at one of the first retreats we had went to.
Yeah.
And we went up to the room, we talked about, we wrote down our stuff, and then came back, we talked about it later. It's something to help build your communication skills and helps open up that safe space so that you're able to expand and you understand what that person can handle and what you can handle.
It creates the safe space.
It creates the safe space. So it's share the best part of your day. The feelings part is describe how you felt today and why.
Ooh,
so that can go into your work, what you did at work or whatever, how you felt at home. Any concerns, another thing, concerns. Note any worries or issues you like to discuss. And then also gratitude note. Gratitude always.
That's important.
Yes.
That is
Write
so
something
important.
you appreciate about your partner.
Right.
Today.
Yeah.
Oh, I like your shoes. No,
Ooh.
no, not the shoes, not the dress, not the clothes, not anything physical appearance.
Yeah.
But unless it's something that's important to that person, though.
Right.
Because you could have somebody who has low self-esteem, low self-confidence, their skin doesn't look the way they want it to, then yes, you can do something like that, but more along the lines of feelings. I'm glad you're here today.
The internal, the real part of
right.
you.
You made me feel good this morning when you said goodbye or something like that. But yeah, once you learn your partner, you'll know what their good triggers are, not their bad triggers.
Oh, that's good. I never think of triggers in a positive way, but you can have triggers that are positive, that bring out the best in you, that push you forward. That
just like with athletes or kids, when you're coaching them, which kids, how a negative thing will affect a kid when he's playing, or positive will affect the kid when he's playing, or adult, or whatever. You know which buttons to push to get the good stuff out of them or the bad stuff out of them.
Got you.
You know that also in your marriage.
And that's why we have a business coach, a leadership coach joining. Okay. See how he transplanted that from that arena over into your marriage.
Everything
your marriage
crosses.
Better.
Everything relates. You just have to be able to understand in your mind, how does this relate to that?
Right.
So the next thing is going to be weekly dialogue prompts.
Ooh.
Weekly
dialogue.
What's that for?
Is to spark meaningful conversations on various topics.
Various topics.
So it's sound like the complaint counter to me.
Not necessarily. It could be like, what is something new you learned about yourself this week? So that's not a complaint.
Well, the complaint counter, it's called that, but it's not like everything is bad. Because remember, the methods in which you have effective communication, the sandwich method being my favorite, where you come with gratitude, something that you appreciate and really admire or honor about your loved one, before you throw the issue that needs to be worked on, and then follow that up with another good, positive thing. So complaint counter is not bad.
I just don't like the name complaint.
Yes.
So
the concern counter.
I would say the activity counter.
The activity counter.
Yes, the feelings counter.
The feeling.
And then also another one would be, how can we support each other's personal growth And then what are our shared dreams and how can we work towards them? So we always have a shared dream because you never can achieve something if you both work in two different directions for two different things. So you have to be able to talk about those dreams or those goals. And hey, did you understand anything? Were you able to work on something this week? Like some of the things we're trying to do, like write a book, so I'm writing a book and Tanisha's helping me upload those and get those into KDP so we can have those up there.
Self-publishers.
So we're getting all that done, but it's hard to do it by yourself because you get overwhelmed. There's a lot of stuff to do. So we talk about it each week. This is what I need. This is the help that I need, so that one person's not just overwhelmed or just feels like it's only them.
Right.
Yeah,
and so we stay on the same page.
Stay on the same page. And it's harder for me because of my love language, because I'm a acts of service. So a lot of times I'm not going to speak about it. I'm just going to do it because it's just my nature is I'm going to take care of it. And I don't want to ask because in my nature, it would be to go over and do something without the person asking. But another person's love language would be, oh, you have to tell me, and then I will do everything that you need.
He is talking about me on air, y'all.
Well, it's not talking about you. It's just describing. You have to know the other person's love language. Yes. Otherwise, it will cause frustration. That's part of communication.
Don't be frustrated, babe.
I'm never frustrated. Never frustrated. Every once in a while, frustrated.
Oh,
sometimes frustrated.
Bless us, Lord. Bless us.
All right. So we have to rush through these because we got to stay on time.
Stay on time.
Conflict resolution guide.
Ooh. That's good.
And the purpose is to provide a structured approach to resolving conflicts. So express and listen.
Yes.
All right. One partner speaks, sort of like what you said with the sandwich method or the
fishbowl method.
The fishbowl method.
Perfect for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I said express and listen, pause and reflect. Find a common ground when you're talking.
Yes, there must be common ground.
Something has to be, you have to agree on something. Otherwise, you'll agree on nothing. Collaborate on the solutions. So it's not just one person coming up with solutions.
Brainstorming
together about what it is bothering. And then reaffirm commitment.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do. We're going to work on this together.
Because of our ultimate commitment of having this strong, loving marriage that we want to enjoy for the rest of our lives.
Yeah. So one thing I would like to say is like from a business perspective, it would be like aid it. So aid it is you acknowledge what's going on. You have to introduce yourself, introduce yourself. Okay, I'm your husband. This is what I'm going to do. Hey,
my husband?
Yes. Duration. So we're going to work on this for X amount of time.
Okay.
Explain, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to we're explaining it together. And then thank you for bringing this up so we can work on this together.
Well, that's good.
So aid it. So like I said, everything relates. You just have to be able to understand it and take your time with it.
Right. And
then the last part, of course, number 4 is going to be, or 5 is monthly relationship checks.
That check-in is important. It's going to basically help each other or both of you to review where you are in that goal setting process,
right?
Where you are in your relationship and where you are, to see if you went from where we were last week to the goal for this week.
Are we improving?
Right. Evaluating the relationship.
All right. And then we have the implementations, but we'll go ahead and leave the implementations for a different time.
Yes.
So
that's in the book.
That is in the book.
That is in the book.
Yeah,
so,
we did write a book on this, the 4 tips to help with a strong marriage.
So if you would like that, you let us know. Put a me in the comments, and today only, we will give it to you free.
It will be free, yes, because we want to make sure that everybody's marriage is where it needs to be. All right. So number 2.
Number 2.
Where are we at number 2?
Shared goals and values.
That is it. It's shared goals and values.
Shared goals and values.
Align your goals and values. You should both be on the same page.
On the same page.
Religion.
Ooh, yeah.
Politics.
Oh.
What? Schools for the kids.
Oh, yeah. Child rearing. Finances.
So you should always be on the same page or talk about it to get that common ground with communication. Align your goals and values, whether it's financial, raising children, personal growth, whatever it may be. You have to be able to align yourself so that you're both equal
Mhm.
and of the same yolk.
Right.
I like that word yolk.
Yolk.
Yolk. We're yoked.
So okay. We said religion, politics, and child rearing. Those
And
are
finance.
some finances. Those are some really hard topics to be aligned on. What suggestions do we have for individuals who find themselves in a marriage, and maybe one is they're two different religions, or they don't agree on how to
Well,
budget.
you should have talked about this before you got married. Relationship should always be communication. You should have talked about it before you got married. But besides that, you start working on like a vision board activity. And all these things should be part of your vision board, because you have to come up with the end part of what you want your marriage to look like. And then you're working backwards. This is the ACOF method.
Okay.
So you're working on the end goal, what your marriage will look like. We're going to be married for 50 years. 100 years. Okay. We're going to be married for 100 years. We want to make sure that we have a house. We want to make sure that our kids get through school. We want to make sure that we're both in the same church. We want to make sure all the different things of what we want it to look like. And then we work back from there. So where we're going to be, if we're going to be married for, let's say 50, because it keeps things in order. So we're going to be married for 50 years. Where is our marriage going to be in 25 years?
Gotcha.
Okay. And then
what do we want that to look like?
Right.
And then write down exactly what you see
of how to get to that.
And then the steps to get to it.
No, in 10 years. So now you got to get a little bit more detailed. Where we're going to be in 10 years of our marriage with kids, where they're going to be, where we're going to live, and you work that out and you put that on the vision board. And then where we're going to be next year.
Wow.
So you work all this stuff out beforehand. So then you can look back and say, oh, this is where we are now. This is where I'm going to be. And if you don't hit it, that's fine. But you had something to shoot for.
Right.
You can't get someplace on a map unless you know exactly where you are on the map.
Do you know where you are on your relationship map?
Do you know where you are?
Do you know where you are? Do you know where you want to go?
Then don't forget about having a goal setting workbook.
Ooh. Okay.
So it's similar to the vision board, but with the workbook, it's a system that you develop between you and your spouse to track different events that you're going to do.
Okay.
So now you have the vision board, which is the overall picture of everything that you want to do. But now you have a system of how to get to each one of those things by next year. So you're setting up a process.
So usually someone in the relationship has the capacity to do all these things.
Right, because you're usually when you marry, the other person completes you.
Yes.
You're not exactly the same. You may have some of the same ideas, but we're the
complement.
We're both opposite sides of a coin.
Yes.
You have one skill, I have the other skill. And together we make up a complete coin.
Which is the whole purpose and point of covenant. Marriage is a covenant.
Yes.
Nice.
So the purpose, of course, of the workbook is to systematically
set and track your goals.
Right. And then how to use it. You work through your workbook together to get short-term and long-term goals. Everything is short-term, long-term. Break it up in years, work yourself backwards. How am I going to get there? What system do I have to put in place in order to do it?
Okay.
And of course, like I said, long-term action, your action steps, create step-by-step plans for each, and a progress review. So you go over it to make sure you're on track.
Yes, we like the progress reviews.
Yeah. Value, number 3, value alignment discussion cards.
Ooh, what's that?
Ooh, it's on our products. Yes.
It's on our products.
Yes, it's on our products. I haven't released it yet. I'm still got a little more work to do, but basically, it facilitates conversations about personal and shared values.
Okay.
So how do you draw a card and discuss the prompt with your partner? Example would be, one card would say, what does success mean to you?
Okay.
And then
thought-provoking.
Well, this helps you with your vision goal, your vision board.
To give you,
what is it that
help you think of?
Yeah, my value, what I think is success may not be what you think is success.
Right.
My goals for work may not be what you think for work. My vision of a family may not be what your vision is of family.
So singles, this is why you should tune in to Strong Marriage Live. Yes. Oh my goodness. If you get all this information up front, there would be less issues on the back end when you're married.
And plus you learn how to communicate.
Yes. And like we are demonstrating, that goes in every arena.
And I think we're going to have to break this up into 2 different sessions, because in 30 minutes, there's no way I'm going to be able to get through everything.
Well, there's
But
no
we're
one
gonna-
objecting.
Well,
You can keep going.
no, well, it's 30 minutes.
Mhm.
Monthly goal setting meetings to regularly discuss our progress and adjust our goals. Because like I said, you have to make sure you talk about everything, because if you get off just a little bit,
Mhm.
by the time you get to year 4, year 5, you're way off.
Right. Mhm.
So
But don't let that scare anybody. I mean, the goal is that you're doing everything together, and as long
Mhm.
as you're together, there's still harmony in your relationship. So you
Yes.
still have that, and you have that momentum to keep you pushing forward
right,
to
but
self-correct.
you want to make sure you push forward towards the right goal and
It's
not
true.
deviate. Although you can change your goals, but you have to change your goals together.
Together. Mhm.
Like if you have a goal to graduate school in 5 years,
Mhm.
and you both agree on it, then that's
Mhm.
what you're working on, and that's your goal to reach. Now you have to figure out what's the debt we're going to do, what's this we're going to do, and you have to have everything in order.
Mhm.
Otherwise, the money will get off,
Yeah.
the time
Then-
frame gets off.
Then there'll be confusion and
Yes.
disillusionment.
Yes, yes.
And all the kinds of things.
And then value exploration workshops.
Mm.
And that's to understand and get a deeper understanding and alignment of your core values.
Mhm.
So a lot of this is going to be workshops, and make sure you get to a workshop, because they have workshops for work,
Yes.
and they send you on retreats
Yes.
at work.
They do.
How much more important is your family life?
Right.
Taking time to do a workshop with the person that you love.
Exactly. That is the point of marriage retreats and conferences and marriage workshops.
That cruise retreat. That's what we want to do. A
Yes.
5-day cruise retreat would be
A 5-day cruise
Yeah.
where you are relaxing and enjoying one another and getting valuable teaching.
Just like an hour, hour and a half a day. Come together, have a good time,
Mhm.
and then meet back again after dinner. Well,
Mhm.
we could do that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Put that on the list, everybody. Put that on the list. So, joint financial planning tool is the last part of it, and that's to align financial goals and create a unified financial plan.
Mhm.
That means
Yeah, we
budgeting, savings goals, investment planning, debt management.
Mm.
Yeah. And then, of course, to implement, you need the digital version, create an app. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you about that.
Oh my goodness.
Printable versions of what you're looking for and how to do it. So the workbook, all the stuff should be printed if you need to have it printed, or put it in an app so that you can actually work on it together.
Mhm.
You can have check-ins or whatever, send each other texts or something during the day. Hey, not sexting. Don't sext. Don't sext, because your phone will always get taken. And then, Apple will be putting it up on something, because they own, people, do you not know they own everything that you use in your phone?
So does Google.
Yes. So anything you put in your phone and use is not yours. It's digital content.
Right.
They own the digital content when you use your phone. So don't put anything in your phone that you don't want everybody else to see.
Wow.
So that's just something that you know.
What's
Workshops-
number 3?
Workshops and webinars also have something to do. Number 3,
Right.
prioritize quality time.
Yes, I think this one is the most important. Well, I'm saying that because that's my
Well,
love language.
Well, I would say prioritize quality time, because a lot of times for men, we'll work and we'll have to make extra money. So we go and do overtime, or we work longer because the person we're with wants us to work longer so we can get more money in. But when we do that, the quality time diminishes, because for us, time is not, it's just, everything is the same. Quantity, quality, it's all the same for us. So we're working longer, and we don't understand when you get mad because we're not spending that time with you. And then you start feeling lonely, and we're not communicating. And then that distrust is there, because you're thinking,
Right.
what are you doing
Other
at work?
things.
Why are you here there all
Right.
the time? You need to cut back and
Why
spend
don't
time.
you want to come home? Why are
Right.
you not taking time with me?
It's like one of those double-edged swords. I have to work to get more money, but
Right.
then again, I have to spend time with you.
Right.
So then you have to come up with other plans, things to work smarter in order to be able to spend time.
Right. Because time is the ultimate gift.
Mm.
You can't get it back. You can't buy time.
Mm-mm.
You can't.
And what is it when you say,
Yeah.
I don't have time for that? No, you have time for whatever you want to make time for.
Right.
It's what is your priorities.
What is your priority?
So if your priority is going to be working, then that's where your priority is. So you don't have time because you prioritize being at work, you prioritize being with your friends, you have to make whatever you make priority for, you will always make time for.
Right. So for the situation that he briefly threw out there with a wife saying, or, a husband feeling as if I need to work more hours to get more money to provide this or that. But then the wife is, and then the other spouse is at home wishing that they had that time.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point of the first two things we were talking about. You have to be on the same page. Yeah. So if someone wants, if you want a bigger home and you need to make X amount of dollars to provide that down payment, there should be a meeting to say that, hey, this is our goal that was on our vision board. Mm-hmm. We said we wanted this larger home because X, Y, and Z.
So from this year to this year,
this is what we're going to do. So it's going to diminish that time we spend together.
But we talked about it.
This is our plan. So we're going to, do this plan. This is what we're going to have to do. And then we'll come back and reevaluate in 6 months.
But we still have to make sure that we schedule set times for dates.
I thought you was going to say schedule sex. I think
you can do that too.
Came out and I was like, yeah.
Spontaneous and scheduled is a wonderful thing, but you have to make sure that you have a weekly planner for your dates, because it's the quality time, not the quantity time. And men, for myself speaking, we have to understand there's a difference between quality and quantity, and the quality is what you're looking for, not the quantity.
Wow, I'm looking for both.
Well, yes, but right now we're going to work on quality because they have to work in order to get to where they need to be.
Right.
So the once a week date.
Yes.
Make sure you schedule that at the picnic or whatever you're doing. You have to be able to schedule things like that. Have date ideas, switch it up, shared hobbies.
Yes.
So you have a hobbies journal or shared hobbies that you can do. If they like to play golf, if they want to collect cards, if they want to knit, some people knit. Some men knit, whatever. Okay. Hey, if you like to knit, you like to knit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Crochet, purl, 1, 2, whatever it is, you do it. And then, get your hobbies together. But it's something that you have to be able to do. Memory board. What's that thing they used to do with the scrap thing?
Yeah, scrapboarding.
Yeah, scrapboarding. Or even you can do it like a collage on your phone. I'm sure that's something
that's so funny. I guess.
Yeah, why not? I mean, if you can do it, if you can get the pictures together. In fact, that's probably an idea for somebody if y'all want to do it. Mm-hmm. Everybody just put your own pictures you want to send. It creates a collage book, and then you can actually have it sent to you. Yeah. It's scrapbooking for the new age.
All right.
And then a quality time calendar.
Oh, I like that.
Because you have a calendar for work. Once again, have a quality time calendar.
Yeah.
This is the time we're going to do this.
Where you schedule your time to have that intimate deep conversation and all the other good things.
Yes.
That's good.
Even have a digital calendar. It's nice too.
I like that too.
Send you Alexa talking to us and stuff. Don't tell.
Definitely an annual couple retreat.
Retreats are big.
Yeah.
Yes. Because, like I said, when you're young, you don't want to go do the retreat, but you do those for work.
Right.
You do it for work. It's something that you need to do because it strengthens.
And it's mandatory for work sometimes.
It's mandatory. Yeah. So make it mandatory for your relationship, your marriage.
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with going on a retreat.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with receiving training.
You have to agree on what type of training.
Right.
You have to agree on what type of retreat. Mm-hmm. Because not everybody likes that, right? Yeah. Which one we're going to do? What's it going to involve? Well, who's talking?
Who's teaching?
Yes.
Where are we going?
Is it going to be fun?
Is it going to be fun? Oh, that's
some dry people talking about.
Wow.
I want dry people talking. I want some happy and hilarious people having fun in their marriage and telling me about fun in their marriage. I don't want to go somebody dry and dust coming out their butt and stuff.
Wow.
I don't, talk to me like I want to be talked to.
Yeah. Dry.
You talk.
No dry people.
You've had pastors that are just dry and teachers that are dry, work people that are dry, and just it's like, oh my goodness.
Yes. You want to throw a bucket of water on them?
Oh my goodness. Yes. Dry right up.
So choose, make it make it a point, make it your goal to go to a retreat, a marriage retreat.
And then we're going to leave the last one, of course, is technology timeout, but we're going to end it here. We still will have to come back and finish it next week. It's been a wonderful time.
Well, tell them what number 4 is, though. Don't just leave them hanging like that. Number 4, forgiveness and patience.
Forgiveness and patience. But we'll go back and recap the 3 before, and then we'll talk about forgiveness and patience, and then we'll talk about the toolkit, and then we'll make the toolkit available for anybody who wants it. It'll be free this week and next week, so you can have it, download it, and we can all talk about it together and learn how to do it. And then the cards will be available, and everything, any type of thing that you want to help with your marriage will also be available. Because remember, everything is relatable. Everything is the same. You just have to put it in a different frame of mind in order to understand.
So everybody can do that, though.
Yeah, marriage
so
and
that's
business.
why we're here.
That's why we're here. And I'm Coach Chris.
I'm Coach Tenisha, and we want to thank you for joining us for a Strong Marriage Live. You really can have the marriage of your dreams.
Yes.
You just have to build it.
Yeah, don't take on the day.
Hey.
All right, baby. Peace.